So, today is the opening day for the province of Ontario in many respects. Here in Port Credit, we actually have a little bit of an advantage, and that is that many of the stores, many of the restaurants all open out onto, actually they all do, they all open out onto the street, which means that they have the go-ahead. So the question is, which ones are opening and which ones may not open? So there's a fair amount of excitement. Let's find out who's going to open. Let's get started. One stretch of Port Credit, stores open to the streets. The stores that were closed before are still closed today. So another one bites the dust. I didn't see this sign before. Oh, it's open.
Yeah. I know he said to me just before he closed, he said if we have to stay closed for a few weeks, he said I'll probably be done. He said to me. And I'm like, oh my God, no.
Because most of the landlords didn't help at all. Like, or wouldn't participate in the 25%, like, or that, whatever. Like,
Yeah. Well, I can imagine that it'll be to their detriment because, you know, who are they going to rent to now?
well, that's what
I kept saying when I heard on the news and stuff.
Everybody's
I'm
in
like, if you're
everybody's in the
evicting
same
people,
situation,
you're just
you know.
going to sit with empty
I
space
know.
for at least a couple of years before anybody ventures back to a new business, I would say.
Yeah.
But there are many that have said, no, I'd rather see the spot empty.
I spoke to a buddy down the street there. He says, I don't know, maybe he's wrong, and I hope he's wrong. He says 70% of these stores are not going to open up again. I don't know. You're on the 30% so far, and
Yeah.
I wish you so. So I've spoken to a lot of the business owners here, and some I didn't want to film them because they're in such rough shape they don't even want to talk. Some of them are not opening. Second Cup isn't open. The Rock and Dogs place isn't opening, and but other merchants are open, and they've asked their various landlords for a little bit of help. They're not getting the help. The landlords feel they are under no obligation to make the application and so on. So it doesn't seem as bad as I was looking at last week, but it's still looking, I don't know, it's still looking pretty sketchy, because forget about whether the business is open or not. People are still scared. They look at CNN, they see this band on the right side of their CNN network, and all they have is number of deaths, 24 hours a day, number of deaths. And that's sort of scary too. After doing a survey of the business owners, the people working in the businesses and so on, I'm starting to see a pattern. Maybe you can see the pattern. For instance, Timothy's, Second Cup are not open. Starbucks, Big Bucks Starbucks, they are open. They are staying open, which is nice to see. The vaping store is going to be open, and it's going to be a new format where you have to wear a mask, but they've got these really cool bandanas that you can buy from them, probably at a premium, but that's okay. That's a business. There are several stores that I saw where they are definitely not open. They're all papered in and so on. I've seen for sale or for rent signs on numerous businesses and so on. So here's the thing. We have businesses that are shutting down. We have the businesses' employees, which are not going to be coming back. We are going to have the landlords that are going to be hurting because the businesses are moving out and they have to find new tenants. And it's extremely difficult to get new tenants in a business atmosphere that we're in right now. So these landlords are not just corporations, they're people. And so some of them, and I'm just picking up for instance, they might have a 4,000 square foot home on Mineola, and they've mortgaged their house to pay for their other property, and they're going to have to sell. So I'm seeing that, whether it's the business owners, whether it's the landlords, whether it's people that have counted on regular pay, there is going to be people out there selling. Now, right now, The government of Canada is paying everybody way too much money, which is nice, but it's way too much money. And when that money dries up, things are not going to go very well. My advice is, if you have to sell, if you're thinking of selling, now is the time to sell. Don't sell just because the price is going to drop. Sell because you feel that you have to do it. Okay? Or anticipate what your needs are going to be. How about that? So anyhow, remember always that my advice is 100% guaranteed. And I'll report back later in the week on further businesses that may or may not open again. Oh, Skin Vitality is opening, and that's if you want Botox.